Well, hello and welcome to the Informed Traveler Podcast, a weekly travel podcast where our goal is to help you become a more informed traveler. And I'm your host, Randy Sharman. According to a recent poll from Flight Centre, 7 in 10 Canadians are rethinking their travel choices due to concerns about over-tourism. So in a few seconds, travel expert Onanta Forbes will join me to discuss the growing problem of over-tourism. Then we'll head to a place that doesn't seem to have that problem, and that's Rossland, BC, located in the southern part of British Columbia. It's an outdoor adventures paradise. So we'll check in with the marketing manager for tourism, Rossland, as they get ready for the summer. But first, let's kick things off, chatting with travel expert Onanta Forbes, who joins us each week to discuss some of the travel news and travel trends. You can follow her adventures on Instagram, Facebook, and X at Onanta Forbes. OnantaForbes.com is her website. Hi, Onanta.
Hi, Randy. Hi, everybody. Hope everybody's well.
Yeah, we're going to talk about this survey from Flight Centre that talks mostly about over-tourism and, the spin-offs from that. But a lot of Canadians, and I'm going to say probably everybody, didn't have to be Canadians, say that many travel attractions are just too busy to enjoy. I would be one of them. I don't like crowds anymore, and I like traveling in the shoulder season, as they call it, the off season, to avoid the crowds.
Yeah, and I think you're not alone. Even some our tour operator friends are looking at winter destinations for people to go to and different ideas. So yes, this survey did is conducted and says that the vast majority of Canadians, 71%, are concerned about the impacts of tourism. And due to overcrowding, they are saying that they're more likely to swap a popular destination for another similar spot that's less crowded, and tourism fees. They said they're even willing to pay a destination fee to support sustainable tourism efforts. So 53% agree that local anti-tourism protesters in heavily visited areas are right to believe that tourists should stop or reduce their travel there. Because, obviously people live where you're going. And sometimes there's bad behavior by visitors when you're going to that destination. So there's a lot to think about.
There's a lot in that survey. Like you said, 78% of Canadians say that travel attractions are too busy to fully enjoy. I would agree. And 81%, as I'm just reviewing the numbers here, would swap a popular destination. I would. Yeah. Not sure if I would pay a tourist fee, though. I'm kind of on the fence on that one. And the anti-tourism protests, I think this has kind of always been around, because I can recall living in Kenora, Ontario, which is a summer tourist destination for a lot of people. And there was still, like, for the local people that live there, it's nice to have people visiting. It's great for the local economy to a point.
Yeah.
And then it becomes too much. So I think that's always been there.
Right. Yeah. And you know what? And at the end of the day, yes, we do have to factor that in, because there is a movement now to support small and local businesses, which we want to do. But yeah, if it's too much and it's too many things affecting your local life, yes, I agree with you that people living there want us to move along. And there's lots of different options that you can look at for domestic and international travel. Within Canada, a lot of people are going to Nova Scotia. This offers lots of diverse experiences, lots of opportunity to drive, to, explore the land by hiking, a lot of mountain views, water scenes. Going to the Yukon offers a chance to explore the wilderness and experience unique cultures. In BC, there's Yoho National Park. So people who love the Rockies and want to avoid the crowds of like Banff. So, nice opportunities within Canada. Internationally, Costa Rica, good for nature lovers and seeking adventure. Mexico, always a fan favorite for Canadians. You can enjoy beach resorts, cultural attractions. Thailand, that's even a good one for long stays, right? you're going all that way, enjoy it. Like you can enjoy like a quieter alternative like Kusamui, and instead of like Barcelona, go to Sevilla. So lots of opportunities out there. Um, a good opportunity to talk to your travel agent because they are in the know as far as what's out there. Maybe some good deals to these destinations depending on when you're traveling.
Yeah, that's right. And I agree with I don't want to call them secondary destinations, but maybe what they're called less popular destinations. I'll give you an example too. For Mexico, Loreto is a great secondary destination that we spent some time in. I guess it's a couple of years ago now, but it's smaller, quieter, less crowded, less expensive in some instances. So yeah, there's lots of different options out there. I want to talk about the tourist fees, though. Like again, I'm sitting on the fence on this. What do you think about paying a destination fee? Because it seems to me that we're already paying for something. I think sustainable tourism should be part of that, regardless.
Right. And there is a lot of resorts and destinations within Canada and worldwide that offer that or not offer it. They basically charge you for it. So you do have to be very conscious of it because it can be noted in your terms and conditions that most people don't read. So you have to consider where you go and if you want to go to a destination or book at a resort that sustains it.
Yeah, I think what I read into this tourist fee would be an extra fee over and above everything else you're already paying for that you mentioned. And I guess the skeptic in me says, how am I sure that if I'm paying an extra fee for sustainable efforts locally, that money is actually going there?
Right, it's $1 million question because how do you find out, right? At the end
Hmm.
of the day. And I don't know if there's any way you really could, drill it down to find that out. Unfortunately, it's a part of travel these days.
Well, I think it's an interesting thing that's happening. There are no doubt some places that get way overcrowded in the summertime, and you mentioned Banff is one of them. They have traffic issues, all kinds of issues, and it affects the wildlife and the surrounding areas. So um, it's great to have people come visit, but I guess only to a certain point, right?
Right. Yeah. Well, with social media this year, I think people are more aware or are getting increasingly conscious of the environmental impact of tourism, choosing the destinations that prioritize the sustainability. And so, yeah, it's sometimes social media could be good and sometimes it could be bad with regards to rising costs, environmental damage, overcrowded. So, all negative aspects of over tourism.
Well, and I guess the takeaway is do your homework, and if you want to go to places that are not overcrowded, like you mentioned, maybe a good travel agent can help you out in looking at some secondary spots.
Always, yeah, we're here for you. And information is power.
Mm-hmm. Onanta Forbes is a travel expert. You can follow her on Instagram, Facebook, and X at Onanta Forbes. OnantaForbes.com is her website. Always good to chat, Onanta. Thank you.
Take care.
This is the Informed Traveler Podcast. I'm Randy Sharman. Just want to remind you of our website, theinformedtraveler.org. That's where you'll find our contact page if you have any questions or comments about the podcast. You can also email me, too, with any questions you might have or any segment ideas or any podcast segment ideas. My email address is randy at theinformedtraveler.org. And if you want to get up-to-date travel info through the week or just see a few amusing travel stories and links, you can like us on Facebook at facebook.com/informedtraveler, on Instagram at informedtraveler, or on X at Informed Traveler. Plus, you can now sign up for our monthly newsletter. It's released at the beginning of every month. Our June issue is now available. Just go to our website, theinformedtraveler.org. Click on the newsletter button. It'll take you right there. Or better yet, subscribe to it and have it arrive in your inbox each month. So if outdoor adventure is on your mind this summer, you might want to hear what Tourism Rossland has to say as the area of Rossland, BC gets ready for a summer of outdoor activities. So joining us now to tell us more is Andres Lukacs. He is the executive director for Tourism Rossland. TourismRossland.com is their website. Hi, Andres.
Hi, how are you, Randy?
I'm well, thank you. I've never been to Rossland, BC, so let's start with the basics. Where is it, and how do I get there?
Well, Rossland, BC is in southeastern British Columbia, around the Selkirk and the Monashee Mountains, very close to the U.S. border, approximately 10 minutes from the U.S. border. So we are a 3-hour drive from Kelowna, BC, and equal distance from Calgary, Vancouver, and Seattle. I would say around 7 hours from all of those places. Mm-hmm. So we're a destination that's not easy to get to be honest. We are pretty remote, which I think is one of the charms of this place, is that you actually have to work to get here. So,
mm-hmm. Well, I would think so. I am looking on your website, tourismrossland.com. Lots of things you have going on, both winter and summer. So is this kind of a transition period going on right now?
Yeah, right now we're kind of transitioning. I mean, obviously winter is done. We traditionally used to be a winter destination, and now we're transitioning into a 4-season destination. So right now, ski season ended, and our summer season is starting. The weather is beautiful actually right now, so our mountain bike trails are running perfectly. So we're super stoked. But it's still early June, so travel has not picked up yet. Usually we get going later in June once kids are out of school. That's when we really start getting the summer season going. And also part of it is that some of our signature trails are up in the high alpine, so they are still snow covered. So,
mm-hmm. So this is a good time to come then, if I want to avoid the crowds and get a first crack at some of the trails.
Absolutely. It's a great time to come, although I have to say you will always avoid the crowds in Rossland. We don't have crowds. We are one of those destinations that we don't have crowds yet. And we hope we're never going to get to that crowded over-tourism place where, unfortunately, some other destinations are. So we're trying to be really mindful of that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess that's part of the charm. Like you said at the beginning, you have to make an effort to get there. And so that's one of the things among many that you have going for you. What are some of the popular activities? Again, I'm looking on your website. If you like hiking and biking and those types of outdoor activities, it's right up your alley right there, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So we're an outdoor adventure destination. That's we're not for everyone. We're not like a one-size-fits-all destination. So we're an outdoor destination. In the spring, summer, fall, it's mostly our mountain biking. We are one of the birthplaces of mountain biking, actually. Mountain biking developed in British Columbia, the North Shore of Vancouver, Kamloops, and Rossland were the 3 places where in the 80s, the first mountain bike trails started to appear, and we have a very, very focused and dedicated mountain biking society here. We have over 200 kilometers of professionally maintained single track system trails, mountain bike trails here that's accessible from town. So it's a very purposefully built, so you don't have to shuttle if you don't want to on any kind of mountain bikes or trail running. You can go from town, you can go from brewery to trail to brewery if you'd like to. And additionally, we're also this summer in June, we're opening a lift-assisted bike park at Red Mountain Resort, which is our ski hill in town. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be a pretty welcome addition. It's going to be a big change for us to have that with some beautiful flow and jump trails. So yeah, mountain biking is definitely what drives this city. We used to call ourselves the mountain bike capital of Canada. We no longer do that just because we want to be understated, but we are pretty much into bikes here, and obviously hiking, trail running. So we're for outdoor people.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to venture to guess that the demographic of your average visitor is probably younger.
Yes, that's correct. Although as the mountain biking crowd ages, it's kind of moving up, and to be honest, e-bikes really changed the game, because now folks who are getting older and maybe we're not capable of doing those climbs that required to earn your turns. E-bikes really opened up demographically the market, but yes, we are still focused on, it's not necessarily younger, but it's active and very fit kind of.
That's a better way of putting it. Yeah. You never want to assume that older people are not active and fit, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So talk about some of the accommodation options. I'm assuming that you probably have everything that anyone is looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're a small town, 4,200 people approximately, year-round residents. But we have a lot of accommodation because we're a ski resort. So we are actually the 10th largest ski resort in North America, based on skiable terrain. And that requires accommodation options. So we have everything from a beautiful boutique hotel that opened 5 years ago. It's called the Josie. It's a ski and ski out hotel with all the amenities you could imagine a boutique hotel would have, to traditional hotel accommodations downtown, condos around a ski hill. We have 2 hostels, which is super cool. There's one downtown Rossland and one at the ski hill, which is, I think it's a very unique option again for winter visitors to be able to stay in a dorm-like accommodation. It's skiing is getting to be quite unaffordable for some people. So again, I think that was a great addition. So we have everything. We have a tiny campground in town. It's literally in town, so it's like a 5-minute walk to downtown from the campground. It's just a beautiful gem. So yeah, basically, everything you want. Obviously, we have short-term rentals like Airbnb, VRBO type of accommodations. Our city is very, very conscious of how that affects local residents. So we have some pretty stringent regulations on them, but we do have them available as well.
How much of a diehard outdoor type person would I have to be to get the most of Rossland? And again, it's like, do I have to be like a fanatic about it almost, or if I'm just a casual hiker, would I still enjoy myself?
Absolutely, I think you could. I mean, because we have product, we have offerings for everyone. From a casual walk with your dog to a viewpoint to look at our beautiful mountains and valleys. To we just built a mountain bike trail. It's called Majip, which is the Sinaiacs indigenous word for cedar. So it's a green trail. It's beautiful. So it's very easy. It flows down through an old growth forest, which there's not a lot of old growth forest left in the interior of British Columbia. So it's a beautiful trail. There are shuttles. So as long as you can ride a bicycle on pavement, you can ride that trail, and it's a transformative experience. And then, being out, the outdoor activities after that, there's also the mountain culture that's, from music to food to the brewery to, other activities. So it's fairly, welcoming. And I think what makes Rossland really unique is the people. And you don't have to be a hardcore adventure enthusiast to enjoy hanging out with locals who will welcome you.
Nice. Well, there's nothing better than a brewery to satisfy your thirst after a hike or a mountain bike ride.
Absolutely. Like we call our breweries our unofficial visitor center. You go in there and there are locals there usually, either hanging out and, just walk up to them, start chatting, and they'll let you know, what's happening in town. They welcome you. They, so I encourage everyone who would come to Rossland that, go to the brewery, get a beer, and, get the beta on what's happening in town.
Well, speaking of what's happening in town, what is happening this summer? What are some of the events that you have coming up?
A couple bigger things. We host a single track 6 mountain bike race, which is a stage mountain bike race. It's a fairly big event, and there's some pro riders in it, so it's super fun. Obviously, not everyone can ride it, but it's really fun to watch. We have event-wise, we have the Broken Goat, which is it's a trail running race going up on the Seven Summits Trail, which is one of our signature trails. It's around 35 kilometers point to point trail up in the Rossland range, up in the high alpine. It's a beautiful trail. So there's a running race on that. There's different distances from kids races, which is like a kilometer to the 50K if you really want to punish yourself. So that's a great event. And as I mentioned earlier, we're opening our bike park this summer. So at Red Mountain Resort. So that will be a huge addition to our offerings,
Mm-hmm.
and along that, there will be a lot of programming. We have running races, trail running races, mountain biking events. We have some music going on too throughout the summer. So those are kind of like the main attractions. We're pretty much like in a DIY kind of ethos. We just come here and enjoy what we have. Like
Mm-hmm.
you don't necessarily have to have like a goal. Just show up, and I think this place is magical. If you come here and you get the vibe, you're gonna have an amazing time.
Can you rent bikes and things like that? I'm assuming you can, but
Yes, absolutely. Yes. You can rent bikes either downtown or local bike shop or at Red Mountain. Some of our hotels has actually loaner bikes too for commuting and just getting around town. We have bike shuttles available. So yeah, we have all the services that you would need. A lot of our restaurants and hotels have like bike storage and gear storage. So we're pretty dialed in on that market.
well, it looks like a beautiful place. People can get more information on your website, tourismrossland.com. Andras Lukács is the executive director for Tourism Rossland. Again, the website, tourismrossland.com. Well, I do appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Randy.
And that is our show for this week. If you have comments or questions, we'd love to hear from you. If you have a show idea, send that along as well. My email is randy@theinformedtraveler.org. And if you like what you heard, tell a friend. You can check out our website too at theinformedtraveler.org. In the meantime, thanks for listening, travel safe, and be an informed traveler.